Okay, guys, we have to talk about Russia again because everything that I heard in the last week and a half, not only about Russia, but also about Japan, is giving me shivers down my spine. I have to say that because we're talking a lot about the big one all over the world. And remember, Japan had an earthquake above 7, and then they issued a megaquake alert for the coming 7 days. Thankfully, that alert has been canceled now. Nothing has happened so far. But now we had on Sunday a magnitude 7 earthquake in Kamchatka, Russia. And I've shown you the pictures in my last video that it has triggered a volcanic eruption there. That was, by the way, I'll show you the pictures again. Fantastic images with lightning strikes. And this volcano is 3,200 meters high, the Shiveluch volcano. But we'll talk about in this video, it has probably triggered a second volcanic eruption as well. That volcano was also spewing ashes up in the air. But that's not all, guys. Scientists, Russian scientists, are saying Russia could see a big one, and they also say magnitude 9. So same situation that we had in Japan just about a week ago. Now they're saying this magnitude 7 earthquake that happened in Kamchatka could have been a warning or like leading up to an even bigger one, 9.0, a mega quake. And guys, this would not only have implications for Russia, this would have implications for the United States. And this has happened. And that's why we know how dangerous this is. On November 4th in 1952, a magnitude 9.0 earthquake, a megaquake, the big one, in Kamchatka has caused damage. But it was setting off a tsunami. And remember, Kamchatka is on the Pacific Ring of Fire. The tsunami was 30 feet high, that's 9.1 meters. And where did it hit? Where did the waves arrive? In Hawaii. So imagine this. So this is what we're talking about here. So this is something I thought I need to report to you because this is crazy. That's the second basically mega quake warning in a week. So what has really happened over the weekend? In Russia's far east, that's when we saw this powerful earthquake that was setting off the Shiveluch volcano, and the scientists now warn of a stronger one. So Shiveluch is one of Russia's most active volcano, and he has a history, or it has a history. I always think volcanoes, it's a he. Never see them as a she. I don't know, it's just, although females can spew stuff when they're angry, but for me it's a him, whatever. So he's the most active volcano, and it has erupted, and it has spewed ash plumes 3 miles, that's 5 kilometers high, into the sky and over the far eastern Kamchatka Peninsula, and it has briefly triggered a code red for planes, for air travel, for aircraft. So shortly after this powerful 7.0 magnitude earthquake did struck off Kamchatka's east coast early Sunday, the Shiveluch volcano began to erupt. And according to volcanologists from the Russian Academy of Sciences, they have warned after that we could see a more potent earthquake on the way. Wow, I mean, earthquake, volcanic eruptions, right? But they have released videos showing that the ash cloud that Shiveluch has produced stretched over a huge area, 490 kilometers, that's 304 miles east and southeast of the volcano. So the ashes were coming down, covering streets, villages, everything. You see the videos here. It's absolutely crazy what has been going on. And as I said, code red for airplane traffic, but thankfully no commercial flights have been disrupted, and there was also no damage to aviation infrastructure, because that can really heavily damage jet engines if these volcanic ash particles get in there, of course. So these tremors that we've seen in this area may be a prelude to an even stronger earthquake that would most likely have its location in southeastern Kamchatka. So you see this here on the map. This is like sort of like a half island. And it's Russian scientists who are giving out that warning. And the Institute of Volcanology has said that a potential second quake could come within 24 hours, as early as 24 hours, with a magnitude 9 approaching. So 24 hours, that has passed. So what is going on? Is the risk still there? We know in Japan they said within the next 7 days, because what we know is usually these quakes, they don't have to come like shortly after each other. There can be a time frame. In Japan, it was sometimes, they say they always come in pairs there. It happened 2 years later, or it can happen a few days later. So I think the risk is still there. And the pictures we see of this volcano, I mean, that's a big one. 3,200 meters high. That's like the Alps, right? It's really, really high. And it's massive. And if you see with what power the ash comes out of this volcano, it's mind-blowing. So good thing is, after the earthquake that hit on Sunday, the 7.0, so there were no immediate reports of injuries. The earthquake has struck at a shallow depth of 6 kilometers, that is 3.7 miles under the sea, with the epicenter about 108 kilometers, that's 67 miles southeast of the nearest city. What has been reported? It has been reported in a city that they saw the strongest shaking in a long time. That's what Russian news outlets have reported, and that's from a city of Petropavlovsk, Kamchatsky. That's a port city with more than 181 people that live there. You see it here on the map. So that's also, and that's important if we look at what Russia and the Russia-Ukraine conflict, that sits across a bay from an important Russian submarine base. So that is interesting. So they have reported some of the strongest shaking. But now let's talk about the second volcano that started erupting. That's the Ebeko volcano, and it's located on the Kuril Islands. That's here on the map. So you see where this is located in relation to the Shiveluch volcano. It has also spewed ash 2.5 kilometers, that's 1.5 miles, up high into the sky. The Russian Institute of Volcanology and Seismology right now has not explicitly said whether that was triggered by the earthquake or not, but it erupted at the same time. So whatever, but you know, big earthquakes, 2 volcanoes, that's definitely not pleasant, guys. What do you think, guys? Does that concern you? I mean, we know the west coast of Canada and the US, the Cascadia Fault, is basically what they say overdue for a big one. Japan seems to be at risk to have a big one sometime in the near future. And now this Russian area as well. I mean, that is concerning. And, you know, never forget the tsunami waves, right? Even if it doesn't happen in your country, it can affect your country wherever you live, because these waves, they travel. So if you're in Hawaii, right? You have the volcanoes there already, and then you get tsunamis as well. So be on alert. If you live on Hawaii, watch the earthquakes in Russia. That was my update about that, guys. If you want to learn more about what happened on Sunday, the video's in the end screen here, but Kamchatka is also rumbling. Check out my video. This is basically over a week long earthquake swarm with several higher ones, 2.8, 2.5, 2.3, and hundreds of smaller ones, 1.5, 1.0. And I reported that yesterday. It has continued into today, August 19th, so it's still happening. What does that mean? Because they are due, maybe not for another big one earthquake, but they're also waiting for one in the 5 range. But Kamchatka is a super volcano that could cause a volcanic eruption that could also cause a 100 feet, 30 meter tsunami wave for the coast of Naples, plus a super volcanic eruption in the worst case scenario. And we have more than 3 million people sitting there. So check out that video as well in the end screen. And for my new members, for my channel members that signed up for the membership, thanks so much for signing up. I've just released a new video for you guys where I show you my farm, what I'm doing with the doggies, the horses, and the coyotes that were also present. You hear them. So I've released that for my channel members. If you want to join my channel, guys, there's a join button if you go to my channel page, or when you watch one of my videos, there's join button. It apparently, for whatever reason, YouTube doesn't show that join button if you watch it from a mobile device. Most like iPhones or something, you don't see it. So you would have to go to a desktop computer or laptop or whatever to see this and join. I see you there, guys. There's a lot of behind the scenes and what I'm doing on a daily basis. So thanks for watching, guys. I see you very soon. Bye bye.